Thank you. Yes, Sue and I have known each other for a very, very long time, as she said, since 1981. And I hate following Sue when I have to speak. And I don't really know what I can do next in my career. I have been a joke on Jay Leno. I've been a joke on The Daily Show. I have appeared on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. It's all downhill. I should probably stop now. But Councilmember Lovell described very well what campaigning is like. I like to say that a political campaign is, well, I'm sure that some of you out there have been on blind dates before. And if some of the guys, I may have to explain what a date is, but some of you have been on blind dates, so I want you to imagine that you're on a blind date. And I know many of you have had job interviews, and think what it feels like, that first job interview. Now, combine the two, blind date and job interview, and do it night after night after night for months at a time. For those of you who have not been candidates, that is what a campaign feels like. And then you intersperse that with having to do that blind date job interview on the phone, asking for money, day after day. And some of you out there, I heard the phrase that I was relentless. Claire? And I appreciate that. That is a compliment to a candidate when they can be relentless in fundraising. It is the hardest thing we have to do. My campaign cost $4 million. The previous mayor of Houston spent $10 million. I'm a better budgeter. But it's not just about money. It's also about creating the belief in people that you can win. So you're doing that blind date job interview night after night, face to face, and during the day on the phone. And what I experienced in Houston was extremely frustrating. And that is that person after person that I talked to said, you know, you would be a really good mayor of Houston, and we've appreciated your hard work in the past. I had been in office 11 years by that point. But they would say over and over again, you're not electable. And I would respond, how many races do I have to win before I'm electable? And I guess the answer is the big one. I had one conversation with a senior partner at one of the big law firms who has an out lesbian daughter who she and her partner are raising their child together, and has been to community events, and we're on the phone with each other, and he just said, Houstonians will not elect you as mayor. You are not electable. And I finally lost my temper, and I'm actually very even. And so me losing my temper is something on the order of, when are you going to realize that your daughter ought to have the same choices and chances in life as your sons and your non-gay children? Dead silence on the other end of the line, and I hung up the phone. Every Houstonian now understands what is possible. And I hope in my campaign and by the election that I've won that I can help spread that message, not just in my city, but around the country and around the world. The most amazing thing that I've experienced since the election is the amount of international media coverage that I've had. I have fielded interviews from New Zealand and Australia and Japan and the Basque country of Spain. And there's some combination of, wow, Houston elected a lesbian mayor. Or, how did this happen in Texas? And the answer is a lot of hard work and a lot of friends. And that's where the Victory Fund comes in. I have been affiliated with this organization since its founding. I served briefly on the board, and I have been through the candidate training, as actually has Grant Martin, who was my campaign architect for 7 consecutive winning races citywide in Houston. The fact that I was able to get not just direct support from the Victory Fund for the bundling that many of you participated in, but also that the Victory Fund put together an independent expenditure campaign, completely separate from my campaign, to help me boost the numbers, to help pull me over the top, was invaluable. When you're out day after day trying to convince strangers to be with you, when you're out day after day trying to convince people who know you and should be with you that you can win, to have a base of supporters standing behind you every step of the way is incredibly empowering to a candidate. And that is what the Victory Fund does. That is what you have done for me, and that is what you do for candidates day in and day out around this nation. Why should you invest in a small campaign in a faraway place? Because you're planting seeds that will grow into big races that make national news and international headlines. When you backed me for city council 3 times, when you backed me for city controller 3 times, you were making an investment in my race for mayor. And I'm looking forward to 3 times as mayor. Please continue to support candidates. Support that school board member for a district or in a city you've never heard of. Because Victory Fund has done its homework. They've vetted that candidate. They know that candidate has a viable campaign plan and can win. Please support that state rep candidate in a state that has never had an openly GLBT elected official. Because that candidate may be the one vote that stops an anti-marriage amendment statewide. Please back that city council candidate who will vote on budgets and filling potholes and trash pickup in a city that you may never visit. Again, because that candidate may grow up to be mayor of the city of Houston and be able to come back and thank you for giving her a job that she loves. In fact, I hate it when candidates do that third person. I would just, my train of thought just jumped the tracks there. Let me just say it straight up. Thank you for giving me a job I love, representing my hometown, and I am proud, absolutely proud and excited to represent our community every day, whether it's from in front of the cameras or in the middle of the night talking to a police officer in an accident scene. We're in this together, and we are changing the world. Thank you.